I'm Margo, and welcome to Washington, D.C. Not only is it the capital of the United States, but it's one of my favorite cities in the world due to its unique architecture and culture. I used to visit this city a lot when I was in a fellowship at a marketing agency just north of the capital. Every 6 months or so, the whole team that worked remotely like I did would fly into the city for the summit, where we would team bond and lay out our strategy for the next 6 months. Unlike Season 1, these episodes are not going to be day-to-day linear. Instead, I'm going to pick out particular moments that have stuck with me over the years, starting in the heart of the city, the National Mall. Hiya! I'm Margo, and for the first time in my life, I am traveling completely by myself. When I was 20, I was on my first business trip into Washington, D.C., and took one of my days off to explore the National Mall and its surrounding monuments. However, the first place I hit was a few blocks away from the mall. Welcome to the Old Post Office Pavilion, where you can get free tickets to go up the tower and get a spectacular view over the city. While it's not as iconic as the Washington Monument, it more than makes up for it with its much smaller crowd and unique view over the city. Then, I was off to get a rent-a-bike to go from the White House, down the reflecting pool to the Lincoln Memorial, then around the tidal basin to see the Jefferson Memorial. From there, it was a quick bike ride back to make it to the Sculpture Garden Cafe for lunch. I then spend the afternoon going into the Smithsonians, but they are getting an episode of their own. The key part here is my last stop of the day, a quiet, unassuming apartment building. But you'll have to see tomorrow's episode to see why it's so important. Hiya! I'm Margo, and I know I left y'all on a cliffhanger yesterday. This unassuming apartment building, what's so special about it? Does it have any historical significance? Well, maybe not in your textbooks, but it certainly matters to me. This was the apartment of Chloe Wells, the woman that my great-grandpa Levi was flirting with back in 1925. They met on a blind date and decided to simply enjoy one another's company. She was Protestant, he was Catholic, and Levi was about to go abroad for 8 months anyway, so they figured nothing would come from their affections. Until they fell in love. Poetry must run in my family, because in a letter Levi sends to Chloe, he writes her this. Long years I searched in different skies, and then my star shone clear. I would have grasped it, heeding not the danger I should fear. Its holy radiance blinding me, bewildered I wandered till Time's soothing hand upon my brow subdued the unruly will. Tenderly scarred I look again, my quest an unconscious prayer, wondering what shall guide me now, and lo, my star is there. Hiya! I'm Margo, and when you think of a museum in DC, you likely think of the Smithsonians. That's tomorrow's episode. Today I want to talk about one you likely have never heard of, the O Museum. This mansion-turned-maze spans 5 interconnected townhomes and has over 80 secret doors. Each room of this place has a different theme, and everything you can see can be purchased, which is wild to me. Right when you start, you are warned that the hardest room to find is the wine cellar. I won't spoil how to find it, but I just want to brag that I am the one that found it, just saying. All jokes aside, this place is considered sacred to a lot of artists, both for their mission in supporting the arts and for the work that they did with the civil rights movement. From 1994 to 2003, Rosa Parks, often called the mother of the civil rights movement, lived in this house rent-free to work with politicians to make the United States a place where we, the people, referred to all people. Who knows, maybe one day I'll be invited here just like so many other world-renowned artists that came before me. I mean, a girl can dream. Hiya! I'm Margo, and to wrap up DC, we are at the Smithsonians, one of the world's largest collections of art and history that is free to access for the public. Over my many visits to DC, I have seen inside several of them, so I'm going to just highlight a few of my favorites. First is the Sculpture Garden. I love walking the grounds and seeing these giant, beautiful pieces. There's even a mural by Marc Chagall if you know where to look. Then, there's the Botanical Gardens, essentially a giant greenhouse home to exotic flora from around the world. I particularly love the main room, which literally has its own river. And lastly, there's the Hirshhorn Museum, or the Modern Art Museum, where I fell in love with the works of Yayoi Kusama. They still have her famous pumpkin sculpture in the outdoor garden, but when I visited, they had a whole exhibit dedicated to her, including these trippy mirror rooms. Experiencing her art changed my perspective on the definition of art and just how creative human expression can be. Since she is specifically a Japanese artist, I felt it fitting to write a haiku, a Japanese style of poetry, to one of her most famous works. Dear Yaoi-kusama's pumpkin, orange skin, black dots, define your rippled figure, inversed at the stem.